Let's take a look at Solana. Last time we looked at Solana was on October the 12th. Here is a quick recap. So all of this positive indicator is pointing to there's a very high probability that this could be the bottom for this retracement, and Solana would likely run up and test the 10-day moving average at around 156.5. Here is the key. If Solana can cross over the 10 days moving average, then it would likely test the resistance of this downward channel at around the 160. If Solana can stabilize over 160, then all probability is pointing to it would break out and continue this reversal in price. The next resistance level would be at 168.5, and then we're looking at retest the prior high at 178. Fast forward, this is the daily chart for Solana, and the data I have is to 7:50 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on October the 15th. Last time when we examined Solana was on October the 12th, right at this point. After Solana dropped down to about 137, bounced back up and closed the day above this 50 days moving average. And after that, just like how we had anticipated, the 50-day continued to provide very strong support. The next day, Solana tested the 10 days, but there wasn't enough buying support, so the price retraced. Try again yesterday, get rejected again. Finally, this morning, it was able to cross over not only the 10 days, but the resistance of this downward channel as well. Ran all the way to 165. Retraced, currently is trading at 160.5. or up about 7% on very strong buying value. So Solana is definitely on fire today. Let's look at Solana on a 1-hour chart. Solana broke out, ran all the way to 216, retraced, and formed this downward channel. The price continued to retrace, dropped to about 115, bounced up, and started this reversal in price. And along the way, it formed this new upward channel. Price continued to trend up, ran all the way to 177, get rejected, retraced, and right at this point, dropped out of the support of this upward channel and started forming this new downward channel. Price has been trending within this downward channel. Finally, this morning, it was able to break out, cross over the resistance of this downward channel on strong buying volume. Ran all the way to 165. Right now, it is trading at 158.50. Solana get rejected at 216 and then get rejected at 177. So these two high-low are two major resistance points. Connect this line. That is the major resistance trend line that Solana needs to be able to cross over and trade over that. So it is very critical today that Solana close the day over this resistance trend line. Preferably, if it can close at around 160 or higher, a close below this resistance trend line could pose a problem that Solana could fall right back into this downward channel again. Very similar to what happened when it ran to 177 and fell to cross over. That resulted in this retracement and the beginning of the formation of this downward channel. We definitely do not want to see that happen. Switch over to the daily chart. This chart is looking very bullish. Let me quickly go over that. First, the Bollinger Band, it was way overextended when the price spiked up to about 216. You see how wide this band is. But after that, the price retraced, the band started to contract, and now it gets to the point where the width of the band is very tight. The tighter the width of the band is, the more momentum it would build. And when you have momentum, the minute the price spike up, you see this sort of like run up in price. The stochastic oscillator is showing there is this crossover where the blue line is leading the red line. Very positive indicator. And Solana is nowhere near the overbought, so it has a lot more room to run up. Volume started picking up. The 10 days moving average was trending down. Now it's trending up and moving away from the 50 days. That is another positive indicator. So all of this is pointing to a very high probability that Solana would continue to trend higher. But here is the key. Solana needs to close today at least above this red line, which is the 10 days moving average, stabilize over that, and cross over this extremely important resistance trend line. Ideally, I would like to see Solana close today at 160 or higher. If that were to happen, then Solana would continue to trend higher. The next resistance level would be at 170. Cross over that, then we look at the 178, and then eventually run up and retest the all-time high at 216. If we are looking at the long term, Solana has a lot more room to run up even after it retests and cross over the 216. Because looking at this chart, when Solana broke out consolidations around the end of August, it spiked up, ran all the way to 216, retraced, formed this downward channel, and broke out. If we look at the formation here, it was forming this bull flag and broke out right around the end of September. Technically, breaking out of this bull flag could take Solana to about 290 to 300. So in the long run, Solana still has a lot more room to run up. So Solana is definitely looking good. And that is assuming that Bitcoin would continue to either stabilize or trend up like the way it is doing right now. Talk about Bitcoin. I am a little bit concerned. Let me share with you. This is the daily chart for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been on fire since dropped all the way down to about 30,000 around the middle of June. And since then, within a matter of 3 months, it ran all the way up. Today, it is at 60,500. The thing is, Bitcoin has been running on very low value. The Bollinger Band is way overextended. And yet, it continued to run up, cross over all this major resistance at around 58.5 to 59,000. Now it is testing the resistance at 61,000. And there's a very high probability that it may even cross over that. My concern is, first of all, the Bollinger Band is way overextended, trading up on low value. The stochastic oscillator is showing this thing is definitely way overbought. And if we look at how Bitcoin has been trending up, it's trend up following this upward channel. And every time when the price hit the resistance of this upward channel, there's always that retracement, and Bitcoin retests the support. Now Bitcoin is retesting, actually it just broke out of the resistance of this upward channel. Will the momentum there to allow Bitcoin to continue to trend higher? That is the question. My concern is, given the fact that the volume is low, right now Bitcoin is facing all this major resistance as well as trading at the top of this upward channel. There is a high probability that we may see some sort of retracement. But I hope that Bitcoin will prove me wrong and continue to either stabilize or trend higher. Because a retracement, and if we look at history, Bitcoin could potentially retest the support of this upward channel at around 50,000 or below 50,000 level. And I hope that is not going to be the case, but I just want to share with you. That's it for this video. And don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe. And make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at Vietmaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.